Ready, sis, when you're ready. It is that time of the day. It is 1:08 in the afternoon. It's time for us to join Suzette. Listen, there's so much to speak about today. Y'all gonna listen. Let me clean off my my iPhone here, my Android, because the people that need to listen to this show today. This is going to be the reaction show. Well, first of all, welcome. I'm just anticipating the conversation today. I want you guys to tune in. I make sure you call in. We're going to be talking about the great debate, the presidential debate that happened last night. Who was watching? Who was listening? When I tell you, I was saddened, frightened, disappointed, fearful, upset, yelling at the screen, all of this stuff that I know you at home and you guys listening probably felt just like me. If you tuned in, them say 80 million people watch. Now, America, you got to remember how big America is. America is 330 million plus people, all right? So we've grown as a country. But 80 million people tuned in last night to see, I'm not going to call it, what am I call it, Miss Chin? Miss Chin, you have to go chime in on the show here because this right here is so much to talk about. It's so much heavy lifting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it by myself, sis. I'm glad you're sticking around. Listen, if you are new to this show, we talk about interesting topics of impact, news stories that will change your life, community leaders, people who are trying to change this world for the better, and we're hoping to inform you and uplift you at the same time. But today, it's only one topic, y'all, that we really can hammer home. We want your reaction. You can call us at 850-446-0562, 850-446-0562. We want to know what you felt when you watched this debate, this so-called debate last night with two, they say octogenarians. It's not me. It's the actual fact, 80-plus-year-old men who are now the two top contenders, the last men standing for the presidency of the United States of America. And I'm telling you, so I was, Miss Chin, I don't know how to start this because, go ahead, Miss Chin, go ahead.
I watched the debate last night, right? And I'm going to be honest. This morning I went on Instagram and I was looking forward to the debate. After that debate.
The joke, them sweet.
The joke is so sweet. But I was a little bit disappointed.
Why?
I'm going to be straight up, no disrespect to nobody. Yeah, one with Alzheimer's looking like I'm going to dementia.
Miss Chin start already, guys. Miss Chin start already, guys. Good Friday to everybody, y'all. This is a debate reaction show. Suzette Speaks live on your radio every Thursday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Miss Chin is sitting in with me. We're talking about the debate. Did you watch it? How did you feel? What were your thoughts?
To me, I don't see none of them. Both of them didn't impress me at all. There was nothing impressed about this debate. Nothing at all. The presenters weren't oh my god, they didn't like fact check some stuff. No, they don't do nothing.
CNN did a poor job. I will talk about the format because if you watch it, hey, good day. I see some people chiming in and watching on different platforms. Hey, caller is on the line. Good day, caller. What go on? Happy Friday. How did you feel about the presidential debate?
I think President Biden did well for his age. He's not a old person anymore. He's much older, 5 years. 4 years older now when he took office.
Yeah.
I think that he has more patience to deal with certain stuff, and I think that he has better advisors around him. One of the things that I saw from him is that he has the answers. His answers were quick, fast, straight to the point, and that was it. Most of the time, he didn't use a lot of his time. Like when they ask him a question, he just answered the question. They will ask Trump a question, and Trump will go back to, I want to go back to this, I want to go back to that, I want to go back to that, because you want to stay on one topic only. For instance, he will say that he offered Nancy Pelosi's the army. Right now, let me clear this up for everybody. So everybody pay attention to this for that. The time when he's supposed to be at the White House, handing over the White House to the winning president, right? He decided to keep a rally. Now, the rally had 12 boys and a bunch of rough, ruthless white supremacist people coming into town. So with that, he was on Second Nancy Pelosi was the speaker of the time. I'm going to have.
Oh no!
Just in case if they call, and say they're getting rowdy at the building. No, that's a trick. The trick is this: get rowdy, and since he's still the president at the time, because Biden was not finished swearing yet, inauguration wasn't finished yet. Get rowdy, right? And then I was sending the troops to quiet down things. And while the troops are there, I could delay Biden from getting into the house because at that time I'll be controlled and it will be a martial law in Washington D.C. And he'll be the president for the next 2-3 days, however long you want to put it until think. So he will be there for another month if he wanted because as far as he thinks doesn't calm down and he just got calm things down. So you know, and he has a bunch of people who tell him the rules and so forth. He knows what he's doing, you know. And if I'm sorry, I would say trouble good for business, yes, sometimes. But if we, or if anybody in their right mind, vote for that madman who quote Hitler, vote for that mad who say black people come from shithole countries. Anybody in their right mind, vote for that man. You understand? He's madder than him. He's crazier than him. People, wake up. Pay attention. Alright? This man exposed himself last night by saying that he had troops ready to go and rescue Nancy and the vice president. Because that was a plan. That was carefully planned out for him to cause problems and then sending the troops to martial law and the troops could stay there as long as he wants them there. This man lose the election and never have the decency to do what Obama did. Turn over things properly. This man took private documents from the White House and bring to his house. You understand? This man wouldn't even turn over the launch codes properly. This man never even go to the inauguration. You know what I'm saying? A sitting president never go to inauguration. This is a man who said Obama never come from the United States. He's American. The same man who said government by them something. You cannot have a man like this running for president. What is America thinking about? We're laughing, sir. Yes, Biden old, but at least his temperament and his patience will not take us into problem. Like when Trump drop a bomb, say, don't Syria or whatever for the airstrip, I'm bomb some plane and say, oh, well, I had it, I have to use it. It's a madman. It's a madman.
Thank you. Thank you, Carla. We appreciate you giving your passionate perception of what is the Trump presidency. And I think that topic of January 6th is a sensitive one because it came up during the debate. And I was watching CNN this morning who talked about the 30+ fabrication. We used to say tell lie, Trump tell lie 30+ times, and they weren't fact checked during the debate, which again, I had a problem with the format of the debate. if you were going to have two moderators, and thank you so much, caller, was talking about January 6th and how Trump characterized it, that Nancy Pelosi, during the debate, Nancy Pelosi said she could have done a better job and she rejected the troops. No, the only person that could have allowed for federal National Guard troops in DC is the president. We had the DC mayor requested. You had Nancy Pelosi requested, but they denied it. And what the caller's opinion is, and again, I don't say necessarily I support or deny, but I thank you for sharing that perspective, is that on the day of January 6th, when the transfer of power from Trump to Biden should have occurred, and we had what I would call an insurrection on the Capitol, an attack by mob rioters on the Capitol to try to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. What the caller has described is that it was orchestrated, in his opinion, so that martial law could have been declared by the president. At that time, it was still Donald Trump, and prevent the transfer of power to Joe Biden. And therefore, that whole January 6th, and we just got a Supreme Court ruling, and I'm going to get into depth with it a little bit more, that just came out this morning. That, again, this is why elections matter, because the president gets to pick who sits on the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court gets to decide basic law for the land, law for the entire country. And they are now, and I haven't read the entire opinion, that's why I don't really want to give it a full discussion about it just yet, but they are characterizing what happened as on January 6th as saying that the Justice Department might have overcharged some of the people that have been charged for attacking the Capitol on January 6th, 2021. So we're talking about the debate. I want to focus. Thank you, caller. I'm gonna go more into what happened last night. If you have an opinion on what happened and what you saw, I was underwhelmed. Mind you, I was telling Miss Chin here, I was at a debate watch party. I like to watch these things in crowd. We were at a sports bar. They had it, full. All of the TVs were just a debate in one section of this sports bar. And we were trying to listen, but people get chatty in between. Yep. And it's not till this morning when I started to look on YouTube and not just clips. You guys be careful with just the clips on the Instagram, on the TikTok. Look at large segments of what President Biden said and look at longer segments of what Donald Trump said. When I started looking at it, I just didn't see the passion, the strength in the voice, the fervor. Now, the Joe Biden team has come out this morning saying that he had a cold or has a cold. That's why the voice did sound kind of soft, or some people even said feeble, and that he was not 100%. Some people go as far as to say they were really frightened by the one thing Joe Biden had to prove, because the only question I think that still surrounds Joe Biden is, has he the stamina? Has he the clarity of mind? Does he have any of these so that we can move forward? Now, I saw some commentators today. I was watching The View a little bit right before this show. They were like, you can't judge a man by the one bad night, because again, it wasn't his best performance. It was actually can I say it? It just was tiring. It was floppish. It was underwhelming. And I'm not saying that Trump was any better. We do have another caller. Let's get the caller. Hi, this is Sue. Suzette speaks. Yes, tell me your opinion.
My opinion. When I stop vote for Biden, not care what them I said, but listen what me I said here. He never 100% because them same sick of a cold. But he never put on the pressure when supposed to put on. Still. But in the same token, Trump dodge every question them ask him. He dodged the question about the child care system, the health care system, the climate change, and dodge that. The biggest question he dodged is when the moderator asked him if he's willing to deport how much million kids from the parents of citizens here, and then go right back to the border and go back to the bad president and this, and still never answer the question there. Himself did not answer the question there. So he's going to deport kids that are from parents of citizens, and how is he going to do it? That was the question them asked him. He did not answer that question. And so many questions that he go back on the same thing border. They told him to stick to the border, stick to the economy, stick to this. He didn't answer over 30 of the question them. Didn't answer them. Oh, bad president. I'm the better guy. And hey, some parents are Ku Klux Klan, you know. Some father never ever used to rent black people in a monarchy. Some Bible don't know about a meet their mother race for Biden. Biden is supposed to tell him, say, you tell the part two kids them. When them say rape the kids, them all gonna get free. Some put a banner, say hang them still. And now you're the champion for black people. Tell people to go back into them old places and tell them to go back to a mix or a rape or a robber. Biden never put on the pressure upon him. Oh, you're the champion for black people now.
All right. Carla, I'm going to jump in here. Fashion, I understand your point. He's referring to the Central Park 5. Thank you, Carla, for bringing that up, where Donald Trump was in the midst of prosecuting wrongly. These people have been exonerated for years, put up billboard and talk about these. Oh, man. Exactly. Even though they were exonerated and they're innocent and have been proven innocent. I hear you, Carla. And what you're referring to, if you didn't watch it, like I said, Biden didn't do his best, but Trump wasn't no better because, like the caller said, me never understand the moderator rules. They didn't fact check in real time. CNN is on there now trying to fact check all the things that Donald Trump said. It don't help now during the middle of the debate.
From before.
And in the debate, Mr. Trump, you're not answering the question. Now, I would say that Biden, maybe they didn't prep him properly. They didn't put so much facts in his head. And he was ready with the facts and the statistics and those things. They never prep him for how to handle a man that lies while he's standing right beside you. You have to attack it right then and there. You have to say, wait a minute, he didn't answer the question. Do you want me to address what he just said or the question that you asked?
I'm not concerned about the question. Listen, what are you saying now is not the question that they ask you. They ask you if you're going to deport all the kids, the millions and millions of kids from citizens' parents who is here, and how you're going to do it. He say, hold on, and them follow up on an answer with half our Biden says. And then follow up again, every team asking him, hold on, and then go back and say, he's a worse president than me. I gave him this big economy when I was leaving, and the worst thing. Hey, Biden said to the man, say, hey, remember that you said COVID was a hoax. You said COVID was a hoax. Oh, you take the best economy when you said COVID was a hoax and you ever drink bleach.
Oh, God. Whoa.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
Listen, we could go deep because I know his passion is there because guess what? If you were listening to the debate and all the lies that were being spewed, and they don't like to say that in journalism, we're trained not to say the word lie. You can say falsehood, false claim, dishonesty. It's kind of crazy because when you look and you fact check, the man say he gonna create black jobs. What are you talking? What is a black job? And the thing that we see oftentimes on our Republican brothers and sisters side.
Tell you what is a black job?
What is a black job?
Black job is a helper.
Listen, what about the dentists and the operating room nurses?
No. In his perception of a black job. No, I don't think she ate any popcorn.
Me just sit down with me water and watch it with me mouth open. Carla, me never eat no popcorn because guess what? I was fooled because I was in a debate watch party. I couldn't really hear the distinctive kind of misses from President Biden until this morning when I started watching it over. I said, wait a minute, because we were hyping. Every time you just hear, that's a lie. He got a couple little zingers in. He tried to use kind of a little funny quibs, little quick responses, but they did not land. I don't know, because I thought this.
I'm going to take a next caller, okay?
I appreciate you, Carla. Thank you. Next caller, we have about 2 minutes before break. Next caller, good afternoon. Suzette Speak Show Live. How are you?
What Trump has said about black jobs is he said that the immigrants coming across the border were taking black jobs and Hispanic jobs. That is so racist. I'm sorry. That implies that there are certain jobs that are only for Black people and Hispanic people, and that those jobs that are on the low end of the totem pole. I don't know. That's how I interpreted it, and that is how people around me interpreted it while we were watching it. I interpreted it or felt about it, but it came across very distasteful to me.
We're coming up to a break, but I think he's also
Thank you, caller. We appreciate it.
I think he's also contradicting himself, because I remember at one point he's saying that the Mexicans, the Latinos are coming here to take away the American people's job. So make up your mind.
Listen,
it's either who is coming across the border though?
This is what, listen, the numbers that he was given, 18 and 19 million that have come across are lies. There is millions too many. That's not how many came. When we talk about the amount of spending, Trump had a way bigger deficit. Them one whole about the money when at Democrats' time. But when Trump was in office, he ballooned the deficit. I owe you the money that we owe. We still spending, but we not replacing the money with tax dollars. He ballooned the deficit. Our trade deficit with China under Trump was bigger. He said there was no terror attacks overseas during his presidency. A complete fabrication. That is not true. There's so many more, but I agree with the caller that he was going hard and not being fact checked. So them just allow the falsehoods to stand. And then in the morning, you just play the clips, and then people who didn't watch the debate think what he's saying is true. I'm so saddened by the debate format that we gotta really... we got to do something more about it. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stick and stay. We got a break. We'll be back with more Suzette Speaks right after this. Perfect. I appreciate it. Well, yeah. Hey guys, we just took a quick pause for the cause to get some information, make sure I was doing what I needed to do on this side. Thank you for sticking and staying. Suzette Speaks Live. We're on a commercial break and we'll be right. How much time we have left this year? How much time? What? The thing is, okay, well, I guess we'll wait.
Mr. Ali, and all hosted by Larry Dog, your lawn chairs and blankets. A free admission for everyone on Saturday, July 13th at Hollywood Stadium, Virginia Avenue, Fort Pierce, Florida. 786-896-6133. Thank you for your contribution.
Can you Google fact check Trump debate? Can you Google that and see if you come up with it with any more? Because I had it on my laptop. I didn't bring my laptop. Por favor. Check debates.
Yeah, because the man just kept saying whatever he wanted to say, and I want to make sure.
Trump's made more than 32 false claims during CNN.
Yeah.
This one was 11 hours. Then fact checking the first presidential debate. This one is 5 hours ago.
Anyone, just click it, and then I want to know what is the statement he made, and then what they say is the actual truth.
Because I was looking at it a while ago.
Yeah.
Until it's possible. I have no point. I won't hear it.
Okay, no problem. Guys, it's just the middle of the break. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. We are here chilling. Tell a friend, and I'm grateful that you're here watching. And hit the like button, would you please? We're doing a little bit of debate analysis today. I had a guest that was scheduled. She had to cancel last minute, but that's okay. I'll bring her in at another time.
So I was looking at some stuff, right?
By the way, I got the best smoothie yesterday. I told you the first one was very sweet. And them give me for free. We get 2 free meals yesterday, you know. No, when we go down to Miami, I had to go pick up a check. And I stopped at a Jamaican restaurant there. I thought it was still online. It said the lunch special was till 3, but then I went inside. They said it stopped at 2, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy it.
You can show them your thing says 3.
Yeah, as I was leaving.
I'm gonna update it.
Yes, I was a little bit annoyed. It was this what you advertised. So I was walking out, and a guy was like, "What do y'all leave?" I said, "Oh no, the food, not on lunch special no more." And I think that's wrong and by principle. And he's like, "All right, come and buy you a lunch." I got 2 free things yesterday. I don't know, it wasn't in the hair to make. I was like, okay, it was a beautiful day. Yes, I had a beautiful day yesterday. It was a unexpected. Yes, yes. I was like, the forum went well. I was like, you don't have to give me free. I will pay for it. And she was like, no, if you should have told us, you should have just brought it back in and said, hey, this is kind of sweet. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. And I would have done it. She's like, no, today's on us. I was like, oh, that is still people have customer service in Miami. I can't believe it.
You do have some places and then you just have some places.
That's just off and you don't want to spend your money. No, I was like, this is so sweet. I didn't think back to back. I got some blessings. So that was really nice.
So these were basically like quotes that they were
they fact checked that they said.
This is what I was looking at on my phone while we were talking.
It is ready to explain why Democrats are concerned. Insults over pride, given opportunity to question blah blah blah, engage back and forth. Biden called Trump a whiner. Trump called Biden, like so many politicians, just a complainer. Later on the economy, Jake Tapter. Moderating debate, and they were I'm gonna have to say that the moderators suck. Okay, we had a great comment.
Oh, let me find it.
Yeah.
You have your phone? Let me find it.
Because I use my phone from
Let me find it for you. Which one was it that I looked
on my lunch. Just playing commercials, y'all. We're ready. Don't play the total because I don't want to get copyright. That's okay. Not the music. Thank you.
Where did I find this story? What's the headline of the story?
You could bring me back on. That's okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Listen, we had to play We Are the World to get the spirit right in this place. You hear me? This is Suzette Speaks live on your radio every Thursday and Friday on Voice of the Caribbean I Radio. Loving it here. Loving the callers that came through during the first half of the show. The passion is in the voices of the people. And we are giving our analysis of the Biden versus Trump debate that was so hyped up, and it was, again, I spoke about it yesterday. There was a lot of anticipation, and we're giving our honest opinion here. You know, what one thing, and probably the only thing President Biden had to prove last night is that a person at his age, and he specifically, still had the, you know, mental and physical stamina that it takes to be president of the free world. And it wasn't his night. It wasn't Trump's night, but it definitely wasn't President Biden's night. He had a poor performance. The voice sounded very weak. Even, you know what, my daddy called me and my daddy said he believed that they turned down Biden's mic. You know that? My dad said when he did the closing statement, there was such a contrast between that kind of whisper, raspy voice that he had the whole time. I don't know, because honestly, I thought it would be Trump that missed the audience. I think Biden missed the audience because he was so flat. It's almost like you forget the 80 million people who are tuned in are still judging you versus a man, again, whose record to me holds no comparison. But they still want somebody who looks physically fit, physically well enough to be the leader of the free world. Now, again, as people argue, can you judge a person by one bad night? No. When we looked at the responses, Gavin Newsom came out, Vice President Kamala Harris came out. It was like, he had a slow start, but a good finish, her words. They're also looking at the 3.5-year record of what he did in putting together the agenda that has, as he said, created more jobs. I forgot my booklet of all Biden accomplishments. I've been writing them down because people like to pretend, well, because of inflation. Now the pocketbooks are still hurting. And the wallets are still hurting because of inflation. Inflation could have been even more disastrous, is what people don't really understand. They still feeling the pinch when they go to the grocery store, when they go to the gas station, etc. And it worries folks. So no matter how much you say joblessness is at its lowest rate, unemployment is at one of the lowest rates. People in other countries around the world wish they had the U.S. economy right now. Right now, they're rioting in Kenya and other places. They just had a coup in South America. I forget which country. I was just reading the headline yesterday that people are upset with the economics of their country. So this is a worldwide economic almost contraction. But the United States is actually, by the books, by the paper, by the numbers, having a bit of an expansion, but people don't feel like it. That's the problem. There's a disconnect between what Wall Street is saying. Everybody's stocks is the highest it ever been. Wall Street broke several barriers when it comes to the value of the stock market. But everyday people still have the kitchen table feeling that it's not where we're not moving forward. I'm feeling much more uncertain about my future and my children's future. That's what President Biden had to address. And on top of that, like I said, even from them board Waco, what did you think when they both walked down onto the stage? I was like, Lord.
When I saw the both of them walk out on the stage, right? In my Jamaican, being a Jamaican, this was like me, like, watch them two idiots. I was just like, okay. At one point, I was so like, I had to go to the hair store, right? And I look at the time, I was like, I have to get to the hair store. And I was driving. I think I was a F1 Formula One driver. The way I was driving home, I was like, oh God, I pray that there's no cop behind me to give me a ticket. And I was driving. And when I reach home, and then I see the two of them walk out, I'm like, yes, it starts now. The boxing match is about the two contenders.
Yeah.
And I was like,
look underwhelmed.
At one point, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I know at one point, I think Mr. Biden was addressing something. And then he ends with a total different...
He lost his train of thought a couple times.
Yeah, he lost his train of thought. I was like, in my mind, I was like, then how did we reach there? So
listen, I do think Trump lie upon lie, untruth upon untruth, as my granny would want me to say instead. False statement among false statement. I think it threw Joe Biden off, and he wasn't prepared for how to deal with a person that just come and tell bold-faced lies the whole debate. So when him hear it, all him hold him mouth agape. I wanted to push up him mouth a couple times. He might look over in shock, like how dare he? But there was nobody on the moderator side. Dana Bash and the other guy is John.
Whoever that person
the two moderators. I am so shocked that those were the rules, that they weren't allowed to fact check. And the pressure was on each candidate to fact check the other candidate. So Biden was ready to answer the question, but what he should have been doing, because every time Trump was asked a question, he pivoted. He never answered any questions. Every time the moderator asked him, as you stated, Ms. Chin, him going back to immigration and make a lie. Oh, 18 million people across the border since Biden came in, 19 million black jobs. I'm the best among presidents for blacks, and I gave more to HBCUs. No, you didn't. President Biden gave more to HBCUs. What are you talking about? Everything him just say it as if it's fact, and it have people believe in it, and there was nobody to fact check it. Sorry, go ahead, Ms. Chin.
Donald Trump pick and chooses what he wants to answer.
Yeah.
What I was in a limbo with it when it comes on to abortion. I know that a lot of persons were expecting I guess Biden to be more aggressive on that
forceful. It's huge.
Because I'm still in a limbo of
Donald Trump, let me tell you some of the light
going on with this abortion.
He said that majority of people wanted to overturn Roe versus Wade. Well, who is the majority? What are you talking about? He made some egregious claims saying that Democrats want to kill children after 9 months. That's illegal in every state in the United States. This so-called late-term abortion is not what anybody wants. That's not on the table. That's not Democratic policy. But in true these little what can I say? Bums and little, make you a cheers around your tail. So Biden sitting up there looking shocked, like, what is he talking about? That's not even close to our policy. But nobody, and President Biden should have stopped him quite a few times. Again, they muted the mics. I felt like they probably muted.
Presenters didn't have much sense. I'm sorry, because the moment Biden said, Trump said something about abortion, and they want, they're at 9 months when the baby just born.
They want to kill the baby.
The presenter should have stopped and said, are you saying, and tried to hold him at his word and trying to confirm what he's trying to say. Exactly. What is it that you're trying to tell us, Mr.
And do you believe
Trump?
that?
And do you actually believe that is the actual purpose of
policy for Democrats? That's crazy.
But they were like all over the place, and nobody was trying to talk about it. But then he lost
his train of thought.
Yeah. But I was like,
they never take Trump. Trump was, his voice was stronger, but I would rather take a soft-spoken man with sense than a man who is a demagogue who speaks loud. You understand? So the Republicans today are smiling, patting themselves on the back. We have now entered a new conversation. Like I said, the practical nature of what's happening is that these will probably be the two nominees. A lot of people are like, why don't Biden drop out this time? We are 130 days away from an election. The convention is where both parties nominate their person. That's in 40 days. That's in August. The Democrats
in September they have a next debate.
But the parties choose. And the big convention for the Democrats, it will be in Chicago, I believe.
But those are the only two persons actually running for presidency. There's nobody himself.
And then talking about the Democrats to switch the person, the Republicans should also be looking at who are they actually nominating for the highest office in the land. Again, the performance last night was very weak by Joe Biden. I thought to myself, even afterwards, he did a campaign rally, post-debate watch party, and he sounded a little more peppy. And look more pepping him step, and I'm like, what happened?
I think, let me tell you what happened. He was prepared for this debate, but Donald Trump threw him off his game.
Yeah.
Donald Trump know exactly what he was doing to manipulate the situation, to throw off Biden off his trail, because I believe that his advisors, according to what we were talking about, he's up into Camp David and preparing. I think he actually came in prepared for this debate. Donald Trump threw him off his tracks, and then the presenter themselves did not step
in to say, listen to me, Trump, you need to be on track. This is what we're asking you. Do not run around these questions.
Right.
So that is my that is my take that I think
Biden
that happened last night.
You know what? For a serious debate.
Yeah.
A serious debate. That's what hurt the Democrats all the time. They actually think people want to talk about the issues. We have a caller coming in and want to talk about actual issues. So they're focused on the issues. Look at our actual plan and compare it to theirs. What version of America do you actually want? But instead, he was just batting balls in the air. Anything he wanted to talk about, never answered any question. So Biden is looking across, dumbfounded, shocked, trying to figure out, does he answer the question or does he answer what Trump just said? It was over, like, it was
just too much.
It was sad.
Hi, caller. Good afternoon.
Hi, this is Dr. Barbara Sharif.
Hey, Dr. Barbara Sharif in the building.
All the ladies are here.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I was just calling in because they told me that you all were talking about the debate last night. And I just wanted to say that, you know, when you have a debate and you have two people on the stage and one of them chooses to not answer anything and deflect, it can look like the other person doesn't know what they're talking about. And Trump did that very well by deflecting and talking about foolishness. And I think at one point in time, Biden said, this is a bunch of foolishness, you know? Really, the issues that are germane to what is happening here in America today and what is affecting people's bottom line and their profits and their business is what Biden is talking about. And he's done a really good job of trying to stabilize the economy after Trump and after COVID. And so I think that he should get a lot of credit for that. I don't think that the debate last night was the best showing for what President Biden has done over his 4 years in office. And so I just think that the message has to get out about all the great things like decreasing unemployment and changing the gross debt product and changing the amount that we trade, changing how we trade, improving national security. And we also have to remember that this president is dealing with 3 separate wars right now overseas in terms of protecting America's security. And so I just felt like he did a great job last night of dealing with a lunatic on the stage. And I feel like, you know, we as Americans have to see through all of the fluff and the craziness and understand that we have a president that is taking America in the right direction.
Thank you, Dr. Barbara, for your analysis. And I thank you for reminding our listeners that, again, one night versus 4 years. Be careful who you give in another 4 years. You have to look at policy and substance and not just performance. And Dr. Barbara Sharif, you are in your own political race. You are running for office. Tell us what you're running for.
So I'm the former mayor of Broward County, and I'm running for Florida State Senate District 35. It's an open seat. As you know, I served for 14 years in elected office. I termed out at the county level after serving as mayor twice. And now I'm moving on to the state senate. And my election is going to be August the 20th of this year.
I didn't know they have
term limits. And what's really important is that
I didn't know they have term limits. Term limits.
I also have the presidential election on November the 5th.
That's all right. Term limits.
And I want to really stress people.
That's good. This is perfect.
Out there who are looking at these debates and who are actively listening now, that you really need to look at the entire conglomeration of his 4 years. You need to look at whether or not you're better off than you was 4 years ago, and whether or not the city, the town, the state that you're living in is better off. And we talk about, you know, infrastructure, transportation, healthcare, Medicare, prescription drug costs. We're talking about the Medicaid expansion program, Affordable Care Act. You're talking about people who are first-time home buyers, immigrants who are able to stay here because President Biden is keeping the temporary policies in place that he can keep in place. Remember, TPS for Haitian-born immigrants is going to, they're going to try to abolish that under the Trump administration. We have our Haitian brothers and sisters who are suffering. We have people who come from Jamaica who are stuck in the immigration system because there's some policies that Biden has been trying to resolve. We have to think about all of the aspects of government, not just one little thing, not just your taxes, but also think about your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, whether or not it's affordable for you to live in your house. Think about all of these antiquated policies that are being passed on our state level, and that a good person in the White House can override that and make it where you can live more affordably in the place in your home, and not be taxed out of your home, and not be run out of your home by the rising cost of property insurance. And so I think Biden has done a fantastic job. I'm supporting President Biden for re-election, and it trickles right down into the state Senate and what I'm doing here. And I just think that that's what we need to be focused on now.
Thank you, Dr. Barbara Sharif, for that reminder. Again, it is not just about the drama and the political theater. It's about substance, y'all. When we think about last night's debate, Trump claimed he brought down the price of insulin. It was President Biden. When we talk about all affordable child care,
it's not even it.
Listen,
Trump said he made the veterans, he put better things in place for the veterans than Biden did.
Untrue. And again, that's why we have to remind people, don't get fooled by the sound bites. The actual facts is what President Biden has done for the United States of America has been leaps and bounds further and more progressive than during former President Trump's term. So we have to be reminding people, and thank you for doing that, Dr. Barbara Sharif. We appreciate you calling in. Tell people again where they can find more information about you and the dates again that we will be voting for the primary.
I am running in District 35, which covers Hollywood, Miramar, Pembroke Pines, Southwest Ranches, Davie, Cooper City, Weston, and a small portion of Sunrise. You can reach out to our campaign by calling 954-743-9240 if you want to join, or you can visit our website at www.sharief4florida.com, and that's Sharif, SHARIEF, for Florida.com. And I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. And if you want to talk to me further, 954-743-9240.
Thank you, Dr. Sharif, for the call. We appreciate it. You'll be back in studio with us, y'all, and we appreciate you making time to let us know your opinion today. And again, you guys can check her out. Again, running for state senate, we need to pay attention to races on all levels, not just the president. And she will be back on our platform very soon. Thank you, Dr. Barbara Sharif, for your call. We appreciate you for stopping by, and have a great weekend. Thank you again. Again, we are just talking about, and we're wrapping up. We have a few minutes left, and just your opinions. You can post them on different platforms. If you want to call into the station, this is your last chance. 850-446-0562. Get you right in touch. 850-446-0562. Last call. If anybody wanted to give their final thoughts, Ms. Chin, we'll start with you. What are your final thoughts, and how are you going to now have to make your decision for who you will vote for?
Well, for me, my decision is that I want to see what takes place in the September debate, because I know they're going to continue. I think maybe September debate is going to be the real debate. I'm not saying this one is not a real debate, but I think the September debate will be more in depth, more crucial. Is not a hit and miss, not trying to throw somebody off. But right now, I am way disappointed in I'm not enthused about last night's debate. As I said earlier, Donald Trump knew what he was doing to throw off Mr. Biden. Maybe Biden really came armed and ready for a serious debate, but Mr. Donald Trump took it on a different level. I think he takes it as a joke. And we as human beings, whether we're black, white, pink, orange, or purple, whether we're Democrats, independent, liberal, or conservative,
or anything in between.
I think when people are going out to vote, do not vote because I am a strong Democrat. Do not vote because I am a strong Republican. Do not vote because I am a strong conservative. Vote on what makes sense. Pick Jamaican people that say use a sieve and sieve out the sense them out of nonsense. You understand?
Right.
But actually sit down and fact check stuff. When he was in power to when Biden is in power, fact check everything. I always tell people when you're voting, do not vote because I'm a strong Democrat or I'm a strong Republican. Vote
on the record.
The cause, the actual cause, and not because this and that. We have to educate ourselves on what we do.
And I agree with you, Ms. Chen. I think you could just Google debate fact check and just look at the 30 plus untruth, misnomers, and outright lies former President Trump placed. And I do think it threw President Biden off. My final takeaway: don't judge a man just by 90 minutes. Judge a man by the 3.5 years and all of the policies that he has put in place. I think we have to look at the Biden record. I do think he'll have another bite at the apple. As Ms. Chin said, the convention is coming up. The Democratic convention is coming up, Chicago, in August. And I do think we have to be mindful of a bad performance in the past. Barack Obama had one during his first debate. Even Ronald Reagan, if you look at history, this has happened to other people where they had a terrible first debate, but he has time to redeem himself. He better get to work when it comes to the stump speeches and reaching out to the American people. You guys, we're out of time. Suzette Speak Show is always lively on the Friday. It's Fire Friday. I can't wait for the mixes. Y'all know this is my favorite time where we go in on Voice of the Caribbean I&I Radio. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're always here every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be here July 4th with Marcia Barry Smith, who's going to talk about her journey from domestic violence victim to victor. We're also going to have the South Florida dads on next Friday, talking about how they have been helping to strengthen fathers of color and their image, right? And providing a platform for them to be affirmed in what they're doing. Again, you can always keep it locked and loaded. 102.1 FM Fort Lauderdale, 94.3 FM Miami, 102.3 North Miami, and Hollywood, 99.7 all the way up in Orlando-Winter Garden, Lake Mary, and big up Vero Beach, Port St. Lucie, 105.3 FM. Suzette Speak Show, y'all. Thanks for listening.
Fort Lauderdale.
Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Have a great